get your hands up. Yo, Van City, stand up. Yeah, yeah. V-A-N-C-I-T-Y, stand up. Yeah, do it, get your hands in the sky. O-N-D-O-I-N-D, collective. It's the A-L-I-T-E, Van City. Van City, Van City.
What up, everybody? This is Queezi and
Alite, y'all. It's Alite.
That's right. We're bringing you the Point Podcast episode number
2, yo.
Right,
number two. We knocked down the first. Yeah.
And we got a special treat for them on this one, right?
Oh, it's exciting. Very exciting, man. Let them know how this went down, man. This is interesting.
Man, we were just... I got to the set, and that's pretty cool to say. I got to the set, and, we got to talking, me, Alite, and ACDJ. And ACDJ hit us up with this great idea. He's like, why don't you guys drop a post right now and on Facebook and Instagram and tell some artists to hit you up and do a Zoom or video.
Right.
Freestyle on the spot.
Right.
So we had a couple of MCs that we know hit us up, and do we want to tell them who know, or do we want
yeah, let them know. Let them know.
Yeah. We got Rozmo.
What's up, y'all? So
Yo.
Alite
What up?
Point Podcast.
Queez to the I.
So we had a brilliant idea conceived by Mike in the cut there to shout out Emcees.
Just right, spontaneous.
Jump into the podcast with us. We have Rozmo in the place.
Right up
Zoom
there.
invite, one of the only MCs. We had Cass MC hit us up as well, but unfortunately she's in the airport about to catch a flight, and I'm sure we missed her. But we got Rozmo in the place. Shout out Rozmo for joining us.
What up, Rozmo?
Hey, what's up, boys?
How you feeling,
Yo, thanks
man?
for having me on, man. Real spontaneous. Send me the DM like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, fuck it. I got a few minutes. Let's hop on and spit a verse.
Well, we appreciate that, man.
Hell yes. So the reasoning for our reaching out is because we want to hear rappers spit
Yeah,
and do what they do best.
some rappers
Alright.
that we know, and we know Rozmo. And
Yeah.
man. So whatever you got for us, man, whenever you're ready, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah.
I might fuck around and take the whole team out rollie shopping. Watch him glide since Gillette, the boy control the province. I guess your only option now is pray to holy sock and hope your homies clocked in for you get skipped like Sony Walkmans. It's disgusting what we grossing at the shows we rocking. Yeah, I could catch a cold counting dough we brought in. So feed me vitamins. Green Elizabeth and Robert Bozen pockets two-faced on bills like Trudeau in office. Why we voting on this? When they just tippy-toe and cross it, this a ballot or a ballet show we watching. I'm East Anthony Bourdain. I cook MCs like cannelloni pasta. Alite said get him, okie dokie got him. I might need to add another room to my trophy closet. Fuck these rappers cause me and all my cronies popping. I was just with Atticus discussing cabbage roll recipes over solely vodka, so you know we plotting, bitch.
Yeah.
Quick little 16 PR.
That's
sick.
That's how it's done, Ben.
What?
Style,
Just
man.
like that. Just like that.
I like
Just
that, Mike.
that,
I like that.
Van City.
Oh, Mike can't hear it because he's only in the headphones.
Thanks, homies, yo.
Keep going, man. Spit some more bars. You
I gotta go to
bars?
work,
Drop
man.
some
But
more,
yo,
man.
thanks for having me on, man.
Hell yeah. Great jumping on, man. We appreciate
Oh, I
you.
gotta
Enjoy the
bounce.
rest of your
Honestly,
Sunday,
this
man.
is so spontaneous.
Love
Hell
it. We
yeah.
love it, man. We'll get back to you, man.
Word
All
up.
right?
Much
Thank you,
respect,
guys.
yo. Peace.
Woo.
Let's
Fire,
talk in the
fire.
future. Peace out.
Hell yeah.
Fuck these rappers.
Dude, gotta love the technology, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to Cass MC.
Just right like that. Instantaneous.
Yeah,
ASMC was
we
the other
we
one.
hit up Cass MC. She was literally at the airport about to
Yeah.
board a plane. So unfortunately, it didn't work out. But hey, man, that's just the first one.
Yes.
We got a lot more
We
coming.
got a lot more. We're gonna do some jungle shit. We're gonna hit you up like commando styles. Maybe just get right up in your face or something like that. Or we can
Make
hit
you
right up in
freestyle
your
on the spot.
DM and just like, video chat you. You could be like with your kids or at work or with your parents. Drop it.
And you
See
know-
how hot you are.
And this is dope because it kind of speaks to the episode because this is all about the elements and all about the roots of hip hop, and we're taking the roots of hip hop and just turning it digital for everybody.
That's what it is. Because the roots of hip hop is like if you're hip hop. Again, there's different kind of hip hop, right? If
Okay.
you consider yourself like artist, okay, like
Yeah.
a hip hop artist, like a rapper or something, like a b-boy or something, and somebody came up to you on the street, you would need to be able to show and prove right at that time in
Yes.
that moment in
Yes.
time when you were on the street.
Yes.
This is how it was. This is not for maybe for us,
Yeah.
but this is what we learned about. This is how we were introduced to the culture.
Yes.
That this is what it is about.
That's hip hop. And the thing is, like, we need to speak about hip hop as it is because it is a culture.
It is.
It's an all encompassing.
It is all encompassing, and it is the way it is now because of how it was then.
Yes.
And we can't forget about those roots. We can't forget about that foundation. So we're gonna talk about the elements.
Yeah, the elements. So let's list off the 5 for people that may not be. And if you're not in the know, we're about to put you in the know. So probably the most important, the kind of thing that jumped everything off, turntablism, DJs.
Yeah, I think the DJs.
Yeah,
the
DJs are crucial.
Definitely. There's Netflix series, that talk about
dedicated to it.
There's many documentaries. And
Yeah.
people just know, like, without the DJ, you don't really. I mean, you can still do it, but
Yeah.
you can't do it as big, right?
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah.
So you got the DJs, you got the graffiti artists, which are crucial to hip hop. Ink and hip hop go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Then you got the b-boys.
Well, Rozmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We got the B-boys.
Yeah. You got the b-boys, you got the MCs,
Yep, we got the MCs.
and then you got the unofficial.
the unofficial ones.
Yeah.
The 2 ones that they're like surprising to me that you're.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard about there's like 15, 14 elements.
You're kind of
All
reaching.
kinds
You're
of,
reaching.
But yeah, there are the 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And
Beatboxing,
yes, beatboxing.
which is
yeah,
crucial again.
beatboxing.
And then, oh yeah. And then you
Yeah.
got the 2. I guess they're considered elements because it only happens in hip hop.
What was it?
Stunting
And trapping.
and trapping.
Stunting and okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it there. I'll even admit I have to go do my research on that and go read up on that. I mean, yeah. I didn't know that's how the conversation was going these days. Even I learned something new.
Yeah, well,
I
see,
think I know everything.
I can't think of any other art form that has such a heavy reliance on flossing.
Yeah.
Hip hop is all about being flossy.
Well, I was gonna say that, like, when I first brought up about like how we learned, like, you had to be ready. It was about bravado and
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Oh, for sure.
And and back in the day, it would get physical.
Yeah.
Right. We see it physical in like even in the movies that we saw
Yeah.
about it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or what you read about it, or read stories about your favorite artists, or even when I would read like Source magazines or
Mm-hmm.
magazines and articles about like graffiti artists and stuff, you would even hear about them getting in beefs. Right?
Yeah,
They're dropping tags and burners and they run into other crews and it's so this was what it was about. You needed to be able to floss and
Yeah,
stand
man.
up at the same time.
Oh, dude, you cut
right?
someone's ego and that turns
Yeah.
them into a different person.
So yeah, it's about the floss. It's
Yeah.
about that, right?
So-
There's different ways to do it.
And
right?
it's really important because I think one of the things that makes On Point Podcast different is because we're really going to make sure that we focus on the roots, what it really means, and why it's important and why it's relevant. So when you look at the first instrument ever used in hip hop with DJs cutting records, to just think about how imaginative you have to be. First of all, you don't really have any equipment. You don't have any software. This is before any toys. It's just a vinyl deck, a vinyl on it, your needle, and you just
Yeah.
create
Yeah.
music.
So before turntables, how about this? Before turntables, what about beat tapes?
Oh, yes.
So I had a
Yes.
homie, and we're gonna get him on an episode in the future. Maybe we'll do an episode on beat tapes.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
So, but he hit me up and said, make sure you talk about beat tapes, right? And bring me on because that's how we got into that whole element of
Oh, jeez.
even mixing and learning how to do turntablism
Mm-hmm.
was to beat match on the tape.
Right.
Imagine that
Right.
shit.
So for people that may not know, inform them of what that means
What's
when you
that?
got to match up beats on a tape. What the
Oh.
process is and how much you have to fucking love music.
Oh, you have to know like every bit and piece and little
Every
part of that
second.
song. And this is why I think like I was thinking about this on the way in, was that like the every song I know, I would like practice it, rewind it till I could do it exactly like the artist could do it.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
whatever. However, man, because
Yeah.
it was so good. So you have to learn every little bit of part of that
Yeah.
song to be able to splice it, to blend it, or to bring it, to hook it up with another song when you're making
Yeah.
these beat tapes, right?
Yeah. And this is pre-software.
Yeah.
This is all hardware.
Yeah. Hardware, tape, buttons,
Writing down
recordings.
timestamps yourself because there's nothing digital.
Nothing. Yeah. You had to like, oh, it was crazy.
You have to
Archaic.
work for it.
Archaic.
You know, it's crazy because I was having this conversation with my kid who's 20 years old about how they don't have the experience of consuming music the way we did.
No.
Because it was an experience. Your
Yes.
artist is dropping. You
Yep.
take the bus to A&B Sound or wherever you got your albums from.
Yep.
Buy the CD, cassette tape,
Yep.
crack that shit open, look at the liner notes, you know. Every artist was an
It's
experience.
like a ritual.
Yeah.
There was a ritual to it. Now it's like you just like, hey, pop on Spotify, whatever. You
There's so
subscribe
much.
to this, subscribe to that. MCs be dropping shit in your email and
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But yeah, back in the day, this is why we can't forget about this.
Cannot.
Because this is like much like our own history. You know that pieces. Well, people will say that pieces are missing from our own history.
Yeah.
Like ancient history and stuff is missing from our textbooks and stuff, right? It's not just about Western. Oh, this is what happened or in this war or that war, right?
Yeah.
But like there's something else missing. Just like hip hop, we got to keep the people informed about this stuff because this
Great
is the
way to look at
roots,
it, yeah.
And none of these artists that are here today would be doing what they're doing if it wasn't for this.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So, you know, and I know there's other podcasts out there talking about this and doing this, but like, let's do it for, you know, kind of from where we are, right?
Yeah.
And where we stand. We're two MCs. You know, we're from Fijian background.
Yeah.
And this is, we're here sitting here 20 years of friendship, right?
Yeah,
and knowledge.
Yeah.
And we want to bring it to you, right?
Yeah.
So,
And Van City at that time when hip hop was first popping off, Vancouver was considered a small town.
Yep.
Can you imagine that?
yeah, it was so small. And
We got
it
nothing.
was small.
Yeah.
You knew people and stuff. Like these
Yeah.
artists, like we were talking about some local artists
Yeah.
like Checkmate and Concise or Red One, the Rascals, even
Yeah.
like the Swollen Members.
Yeah.
Like these were names that we heard like growing up, like from our other friends. Oh, you went to this school or that school. You're like, hey, I know Madchow. He went to this high school, right?
Exactly.
He goes to this high school.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like...
It's kind of like ghetto superheroes.
You know, I would like now I run into, like I was telling you, I run into Concise, right?
It's crazy.
Hey, you know, I when I lived
Real
downtown, I used
OGs.
to run into like different rappers all the time, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really cool. So let's bring that part of that.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, for sure, man. And I think that's what matters. Like, so have you had your own turntable experience?
I tried my hand at you know, being a DJ
Yeah.
and trying to, and you know, I had a mixer and whatnot, and I
Oh, you
invested
shit, you
in
actually had a
equipment.
mixer.
Yeah, I had
Oh,
mixer and
shit.
turntables, and I was doing this like when I was in, I would say probably grade 9, 10.
Oh, so you were kind
Yeah.
of actually serious about it.
Yeah. So
Damn.
because this is what I thought was the way in.
Right.
Was to get into the hip hop culture, and to mind you, I was also breakdancing too, right?
B-boy. We'll get to the B-boys. Yeah.
That, you know, that's how you know, I would tell everybody how I got into it, right?
Yeah.
And so you know, like I tried my hand at everything, graffiti. You know, I had to find my place. I knew that I was hip hop.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what my place in hip hop
Right,
was.
right.
And there's nothing that says you can't be a graffiti artist, breakdancer, DJ,
Yeah.
or have all those elements.
Hell yeah, man.
You know,
it's all different superpowers within the whole culture, right?
Exactly, right?
So you actually ever cut a record, like actually scratch a record?
That I recorded? Yes.
and
yeah.
with your-
Oh yeah,
Damn.
I had a that I recorded from the turntable onto a cassette tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I did with the
Oh,
cats. Yeah. I
shit.
remember I did it with some records that I got from it was this
Damn.
place on Nanaimo Nanaimo, Renfrew and First. And it was like this liquidation place. It's still there. But they
Wow.
had records
That's
from
crazy.
this place in California that had a fire, and so the sprinkler damaged all the records.
Oh,
and they sent them up.
shit.
So I'd asked my dad to take me there, right? And I was in grade 8, right?
Wow.
Yeah, take me there, right? And mind you, there's people that I know that actually had like
Crates.
Technic 1200.
Yeah.
Records that were
Yep.
cutting records, like, you know, people that we know and stuff, right? But like this, for me, this is my experience, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So I go dig up these records, bring them home, hook up my single dad's like Fisher turntable to the cassette thing because you could record
Damn,
it, right?
man.
You know, the
Wow, you
stand-up,
serious?
The 5-piece system, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
Try to cut and then, you know, do it.
Yeah.
DJs would be so mad at me, right? They'll be so mad at me right now. We have one DJ friend, don't ever fucking come to me and go, Look, whatever, man. That's what it sounds like. Bro. It fucking sounds sick.
That's
So,
you were deep.
Dude.
Yeah.
I tried my hand at everything.
Damn.
Hip hop is in my veins.
Because I can tell you, as the whole turntablism idea, I had a couple friends with Technics as well, and they let me just cut and scratch, and it's hard as fuck.
It is.
Dude, you got the tables, you got your mixer, you got, you know, clicking sounds back and
You have to
forth.
know.
The timing,
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
You have
It's
to know.
phenomenal.
You have to know. I love to do sets where the sets just blend into
Oh,
the next
beautiful.
set when
It's
I'm
a beautiful
doing
thing.
live set and
Yeah.
shit. And I want people to see when I'm doing that's the craftsmanship, right?
Oh, for sure, man.
That's how deep that's how much passion I have, like, you know, for this part of this culture, right?
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna, you know, do it this way, right? Like,
So what do we
much
say? What do we
passion.
say about these kind of DJs? These kind of DJs that we see, these celebrity DJs that we see all the time, and all they do is hit a button and then they go like this for the rest of the show.
You know,
What's this? What's this, DJ?
That's the sign of the times, right? That's you know, I think that's the way it is for a lot of things now, though. Not just not just music.
True,
right?
true.
It's just you press a button.
You just stand in.
and that's it, right?
Yeah.
And there are DJs out there, far and few between, that will still cut some actual
For sure.
records, right?
Yeah, we know a few of those for sure.
Yeah, and so, you know, that art form could slowly be lost too, right? But all DJs, it should pay homage to where the DJs
most
ascended
definitely.
from, right? Where they transcended from, right? Where they
Cool
came from.
arc.
Oh man, like go like the best. I think the depiction is the Get Down, right?
All right.
On
It's so
Netflix,
good.
Right? So like that's
So
a
good.
good show. Go watch
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
It's very informative.
Yeah.
You know, and it's I feel it's fairly accurate, right?
Captures the nostalgia, the feeling is fantastic.
For anybody who's not a hip hop fan, it's a good introduction for them, right? Like a good soft introduction.
Yeah, they got a lot of really good young stars in there, a lot of good acting too. But dude, I mean, like, I can't imagine like a Grandmaster Flash, one of these DJs that really cuts, seeing these DJs now and be like, that's not a fucking DJ. You're not a DJ.
No.
You just press play.
Yeah.
You're not a
no,
DJ.
No. I mean, it's not that I don't got love for them and shit,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, yeah, you know, I still like, you know, like, I know there's still out there, right?
Oh,
Like,
for
I got
sure.
my-
DJ
and-
Jazzy
and-
Jeff is still cutting all the
Yeah.
time. It's crazy.
There's
Legends.
on local radio shows out here, right? Like I know DJ Flip Out does the 5 o'clock traffic jam on the beat, and like
Yeah.
he's still
Shout
got
out Flip Out,
records.
man.
He's
Legend.
still cut-
Legend in Main City.
still
Yeah.
got records in between, world class, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, that's how, and I wanted to be like these guys, right? I was like, yeah, because this is what I thought. Right?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
then eventually, I found my place as an MC, right?
Yeah.
Going through the kind of motions and going through the different phases of hip hop.
Finding what speaks to you the most.
And
Yeah.
I feel like that's an application like that's happened in my life in other areas, is that like when I go to start a career somewhere, right, that like, oh, this is how, like, sometimes you have to start at the bottom,
Credentials.
right?
Yeah.
Hip-hop's taught me
You gotta
about my hustle, taught
build
me
it.
about, like, to build this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And because I didn't really start that part of my life until I was in grade 9, 10, right?
Yeah.
So like hip hop music taught me about, like, yeah, you gotta earn your stripes in life. You
That's
gotta work hard. You
big.
gotta
It's
get
big
there,
deal,
right?
man.
You gotta be able to stand for yourself, right? So,
Fuels you with some hustle.
so this process of like learning about hip hop, it didn't just teach me about this music. It taught me way more than that, right? So yeah, like it's a very you have to. You
backbone.
gotta go deep if you wanna say you're hip hop. You gotta say you gotta be deep.
Dude, it's part of the culture, man. Like my the greatest sets I've ever done have always had a dope DJ.
Yep.
They knows how to transition between the set, the tracks on the set.
Did you ever get bummed out when you're like when you did a show or you're gonna do a show
Yeah.
and you found out there's gonna be no DJ?
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Immediately. Because you kind of have to just get the guy to press,
Yeah.
pause in between tracks and stuff. It's not the same like when you have a DJ that kind of knows
Yeah.
your music and we can really kind of cut.
Yeah.
It is the backbone, one of the
Yeah.
most primary essences of what makes hip hop.
I've had two DJs that I've had that close relationship with, one like DJ 151 number
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
and DJ Goldman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out 151
Shout out
and
to
Goldman
DJ
for sure.
151 and DJ Goldman,
Yeah.
like mad love, two dope fucking DJs from totally different ones from
Yeah.
freaking Lebanon and the ones from East Vancouver. But like the thing is that like for somebody like me
Mm-hmm.
to like to vibe with them, like, it's awesome, man. Like,
Yeah,
because
it's a big deal.
I've gotten the opportunity to perform and it just opens up your ranges and stuff, right? It's
Yeah.
like such a beautiful thing, right? That whole relationship between the MC and the
Oh, it's
and
big.
the DJ, right?
Big, man.
And
Yeah.
it's so when you see it going down in the moment, it's captivating.
Oh,
man.
yeah, for
It
sure,
grabs a
man.
hold of you, and especially
Yeah.
when you see the MC who who's on the stage
Yeah.
and the DJ's vibing with them and then just two are
Oh,
going
yeah,
off and
yeah.
then that MC just goes off into a different fucking phase, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, because they kind of lay the blue. They set the stage. They literally set the
Yeah,
stage.
it's amazing. I've seen some great performances, man.
With
like,
a
yeah,
dope DJ in the cut.
with yourself included, myself, and
yeah.
like just live and
we've been very fortunate.
Yeah.
We've been very fortunate throughout our career in Van City hip hop.
Totally. And
Yeah.
big name artists come to town too, right? And they bring
Yeah.
the DJs with them, and we
Oh,
know all the
most-
DJs'
oh,
names
man.
and like you know,
They're celebrities. They should be.
They should
They should always be celebrated.
They should be.
Yeah. Shout out to all you DJs that actually cut vinyl still.
Yeah.
Huge shout out for the
Hot
OPP, man, On
records
Point
and
Podcast.
do live sets, and unfortunately, right now, I mean, there's still live sets going on, but they're virtual.
not the
but, it's not the same.
Not the
Things are gonna come back.
Yeah, let's hope
and
end of summer.
We'll get into that topic maybe another show, right?
Yeah.
Hip hop and Corona, right? Because for me, I got a lot to say because. I was hosting live events, right?
Yeah,
Live
yeah.
events, and so I took a big hit.
Cut you down.
Financially, no, but spiritually, yes.
Yeah,
Because hip hop is something that carries me this way.
Means
right?
more.
Yeah. So we'll get into that, but let's get back to this. So,
Yeah,
we
so-
talked about turntablism.
Yeah, so now you gotta. So
Yeah.
I think every single MC that I know does some kind of ink.
Yes.
Some kind of ink.
Yeah.
Whether they do their own name or whether they do the other stuff. I mean, I kind of, as an artist, I think most hip hop artists are more than just hip hop artists. They're like artists,
Yes. I
but
think you have to
the
have your
influence is
roots.
hip hop.
Exactly. Well, think about it. You don't come out the womb spit like Biggie did. I mean, Biggie did, right? But not too many other artists come right out the womb spitting
Bleeding
fucking
it.
rhymes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And, they have to go through this personal transcendence, right? Ascension. Like, not everybody's hip hop.
Yeah.
And people that
real.
do spit hip hop, like if you're a real artist, like people are gonna listen to you, follow you, and want to hear more from you, right? And if they don't, then you're just gonna fade away, right? That's just the honest truth. But like I think as what you see when you say that, I mean that means that person had to have some creativity when they were
Yes.
growing up and had to have
Yes.
some influences and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I love to know about artists when I'm like meeting them and talking to them and like I want to know where did it come from,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And
Yeah.
so yeah.
So back in the day, we would sit and kind of exchange rhymes through our rhyme pages and stuff, and you would always do your, the big ass J quick tags all over your pages.
Yeah.
So you obviously dabbled in some ink.
I was always into art. My
Yeah.
mom, like I was talking to my mom about recently, she's like, yeah, you were always into art. Like I asked her, I goes like, was I like this way? She's like, yeah, you're always artistic and drawing and doodling, and so my kids are like this as well because that's how the conversation started. So naturally, the progression was that hip hop had this element to it.
Yeah.
Artistic expression.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, and that artistic expression is not just letters or tags. Like it's way beyond. Like
Oh,
look
totally
at like
beyond.
Justin Bua art.
Yeah.
Right, like look at different artists and their influence obviously come from the culture and what
Yeah.
they're seeing and influences.
Yeah.
Right, so when you see like we talked about this right on either it was on our high phrase or the other.
I think it may have been high phrase, yeah.
Is that we were talking about like when you see hip hop, you know it.
Oh,
You
for
see
sure.
Somebody, you know that they're hip hop, right?
Can't hide from it.
So this is it, right? Like it's
Yeah.
something that you embody, right?
So you always remember drawing and stuff like that
Yes.
before hip hop came into your
Yes,
life.
I was always drawing and doing like my name and stuff, right? But then as I got introduced to like this, like first got introduced to it through like I guess like grow in elementary school, like I said, like some of the first artists I listened to were like Ice-T and Super Slot. So I got introduced to rap, and they had like stuff on their album
Yeah.
covers and stuff.
Real
like that.
hard
You don't
shit
see,
too, yeah.
Right, or if you get a magazine or you see something. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
That I always seem to gravitate towards that because it was outside of the box. Right? It's like, oh, that's me, right? Like
Yeah.
that kind of fits where I am, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So yeah, when I met hip hop and I found out there was this element to it, yeah, I put my hand to it.
Dove
right?
in.
And yeah, I can do tags up still today if I really put my hand in it. Not like D2 or something.
Right.
Like but like I have one of his canvases hanging up on my wall.
That's
at home,
crazy.
right? And but like yeah, so
Do you actually with the spray can put it to use too?
I did. I've dropped some bombs here and there.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Like nothing like I did this one bomb a long time ago, and it said summertime, and I was so nervous when I did it. I only did one M, so it said summertime, and it was real big too. Like I had the bubble.
You covered the whole thing.
Summertime. I was like, well, I got to do it now, so I just filled it in. Summertime.
Summertime. One day, summertime.
So, yeah, I tried it all, man.
That's not it. And yeah, I mean, man, I tried to do graffiti with spray paint and I sucked.
Yeah.
Terrible at it, and I knew my lane really quick.
Yeah.
I can draw, I can play on paper, but the second I got the spray can in my hand, no man.
Tips, different
Oh, dude, it's
styles, like,
unbelievable.
you watch like these guys make these videos on
Yeah,
Instagram, Facebook,
yeah.
like mind blowing.
They're making it look way too easy, and it makes it seem like anybody can do it. No,
it's
you
not.
can't.
No.
You cannot do that.
Certain people can, man, and do it with like that flair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cool thing was working at Hip Hop Connection, we used to sell all the tips.
Okay.
And graffiti editors would always come in. Graffiti writers would go, "Oh, you got this tip, you got that tip." I never knew what any of them did, but they were all so particular, like scientists, man.
Yeah, and we had the books there.
Yeah.
Graffiti books
Yeah.
From like around the world books.
Right.
Breaking videos and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
shit.
So yeah, I used to watch. Like I bought a couple of those videos. I would watch them like religiously, man. Like,
It's a good segue.
Even though I wasn't breaking myself, just
Yeah.
to watch it and like be like, oh, these guys do amazing
Oh,
stuff.
dude, the
Women
talent
and
is
women
phenomenal.
And children and paraplegics, like everybody was breakdancing. I seen everybody that could break dance. Don't tell me that
Queezy's been around.
This is why I why I believe that there's anybody is possible has the ability to do anything.
Yeah,
'Cause
for real.
If I've seen anybody do it, I've seen people do it in hip hop, man. Okay?
Which is a perfect segue to b-boys.
Yes.
Because this is the one part where you use every single part of your body.
Oh, you have to.
And it's
Ultimate strength.
it's
man.
become such a crazy international phenomenon. Every single country has b-boy representatives. And
crazy.
I think,
Making it Olympic sport now.
yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations. Yes. Great job.
B-boys,
Olympic
mad
committee.
love
Gotta
for
love
the
it.
B-boys
Gotta
and the
love it.
B-girls and the B kids, like, man.
And it's so international. There's b-boys from every single corner of the
Universal.
planet. It's phenomenal to watch.
Dance is like the basic form of communication.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Man.
It's beautiful.
Like primal, man.
And they dance to these
primitive.
insane high BPM break beats. No regard for their body. And I know you got some b-boy in you.
Dude, yeah, go watch my video DNA. I had a little demonstration.
All
of
right.
abilities
Yeah.
up in there.
Yeah.
You know, I have a little bit. Yeah, me and Open Aperture, Jordan Humphreys.
Jordan
we did
Humphreys.
that video,
Shout out
man.
Jordan
So
Humphreys.
We did some breakdancing on the walking bridge right after Port, man. Yeah, check it out. I did my flex. Stunting. That was me stunting. What up, man, city?
Stunting like a b-boy.
Yeah, and I did a little bit of trapping too, man. That's for another episode though. But like, you get back to I got into it, and you do have to be strong. Like, you know how strong I was just thinking about it right now. I was like, you know those rock climbers and they're grabbing
Yeah,
their fingers
hanging on.
and they're hanging on with their fingertips.
Yeah.
That is how strong you have to be.
Jesus Christ.
And I've seen people with limbs missing able to do some maneuvers and some moves that are just like mind blowing, man.
No limitations.
Yeah.
No limitations. Who got you into b-boying?
Who got me into b-boy?
Your first up rock.
I'll tell you, it's a long story, but I'll try to keep it short because I could tend to go on and on. It was grade 8. I was with a couple of my friends from the elementary school that I went to.
Elementary.
Yeah, and in grade 8 that we went through, like I went to elementary school with these guys, and then we started grade 8 together. So it's like our first school dance, and we're at the school dance, and there's a bunch of us, and we're dancing, and I think it's like a Z95 dance.
Oh,
too,
jeez,
right? Back
yeah.
in the day, right?
I
High
remember
school,
those.
cafeteria, Windermere-
Z95.2.
Windermere High School, right? Yeah, it had to be Z95.
That would have been the only one, yeah.
Or it was DJ 151's MIB.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think
they were
so,
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might have been them too. I'm not sure, but anyway, so
One Day in
DJ,
Black.
So everybody's going nuts at this dance, right? And when I wasn't looking at the girls, I was like, "Oh shit, okay." So there's something going on. So I make my way to this circle. There's a big crowd of people, and I make my way to the circle, and there's these guys breakdancing.
Oh.
And everybody's just captivated by them.
Wow.
They're just cheering in their
One of those moments.
Like, and you gotta understand, like, I don't see this image again until I see like my first hip hop videos. And stuff
wow.
Later on, right? Like, cause you know this
Like
this
unicorns.
stuff's not really around, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so then when I start like trying to find this stuff, like then you kind of find it, right?
Yeah.
But this was it, and I was like, oh, what are they doing? They're breakdancing, like, doing these crazy moves, spinning around, and like.
Do you remember who it was?
I remember the guys. I don't remember their names. So they were. So this is who it turned out to be. So when we go to grade 8, you know, like different elementary schools come together.
Yeah.
So we had made these new friends, and it was our new friends, older brothers.
Oh, crazy.
Older brother and his friends. So we talked to our friend, and he talked to his brother, and we started spending time with some of them. And they showed us some moves.
Oh, crazy.
And next thing you know, we get our hands on a video, a book, and then we just start practicing.
So you have a crew?
Yeah, I had a crew. It was the same crew that like, a bunch of guys that I went to elementary school with, and some new guys that I met. And we would hang out. There was like 5 of us, 6 of us, and we all started like giving each other names and we made it. We made a break crew. That's how we.
What were you guys called?
Oh, I can't. What were we called? The Swing Kids, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think we were called the Swing Kids, and we had this crew, and we would do like talent shows and stuff. Like, we were known for this. Shit,
Damn.
right? So like,
Damn.
you know, and not
Learning
so much,
more
like,
stuff about you every day,
not
man.
so much musical stuff, but this is how, and we would go down like all the stories, Sound the Record Man, and we'd go down together as a crew, right? And if anybody tried to flex, we knew he was a crew. But we were like the nerdy crew. So that show that I was talking about on Netflix, like that was us, right? But 10 years, 20 years later,
Crazy.
right? Like actually living out that experience, and we had no idea about that experience.
So
we were living it out like on our own.
Did you feel like hip hop gave you like a kind of armor?
Yeah,
being in the
'cause
culture?
I was super insecure, like growing up.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like didn't know I fit in.
Yeah.
Just like skinny brown kid.
It's kind of like the Indian identity in Canada.
So like this allowed me to identify, even though like at that time primarily like the people you see in hip hop are black and Latino, right? Like it's still
Only
allowed
up at that point, only.
Yeah. But locally, I knew that there was something brewing, right? Because locally, like the main rappers that I met out here were like dark skin, right? Like, you know, brown skin rappers out here, right? And a few light skin rappers, but they were all kind of, but it wasn't black people so much. There wasn't very many black people out here, right? So it was like Fijians and Indians and
That's
like
crazy.
Fijians and shit, like rapping, and some Latino guys and stuff, right? So
That's nuts.
It was crazy, like who I grew up listening to, you know, rap, right? So when we were going digging around records, these guys that were influencing me, we were finding their influences.
Damn.
Right? So it was a crazy journey that hip hop's like taken me
It's
on,
a
right?
deep dive.
Yeah. So we create this crew and we did everything together, tagging, breaking, you know, and then eventually we got into rhyming, right? Like writing and emceeing and stuff, right? Like, but yeah, I'd done battles. We battled dances. We battled other people.
Damn, yo.
I was still kind of actively dancing up until probably like maybe my early 20s, and then I kind of stepped away from that.
Yeah.
But like at clubs and stuff, I'd throw down a couple moves. People
Yeah,
like
I've seen these.
stuff,
I've
right?
been
So
around
I'd
when this is
flex,
went
right?
down. Yeah.
I'd flex, right?
Yeah.
So
Even in like our first few shows that we did with Nat Jack and them, you'd bust out on stage and do.
Yeah, why not, man?
That's dope.
That was our crew, man.
That's dope.
That was our crew. We were gonna represent all the elements, right?
It's pretty live, man.
You know,
It's pretty
like,
live.
We didn't have it wasn't OPP just wasn't 3 of us. It was like, there was like 20 of us, right?
Yeah.
We knew that OPP was hanging out on Wednesday nights, doing this, doing
Yeah,
that,
for
right?
real,
Thursday
man.
night, hanging out with our friends, talking about hip hop, talking about our dreams,
Just building.
right? You know,
Yeah.
and like then we'd go cruise around listening to the music, then we'd go and talk about
Non-stop.
we're gonna have this, we're gonna have that, right? And so hip hop was our life, right?
Yeah.
The soundtrack to our life.
Yeah, and it kind of almost feels like it's still one of those things that's never gonna leave
Yeah.
the life, right?
No, it won't leave. Especially when I became an MC, right? When I kind of let
big
other
one.
things fall to the kind of
Yeah.
not to the wayside, but those weren't my, you know.
Out of practice.
Yeah, I didn't want those weren't the defining things for me, right?
Yeah.
Like as in hip hop, it was being an MC.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
when I began to work in my craft that way, right? So, but again, like I say, like I don't know why for me it was that way, or how many other people it was that way. But
Yeah.
that was my process,
Right.
in hip hop.
You're blessed, man. You got to experience all of it.
Yeah. And I share all of that in my music. Like I'll make little references to like a b-boy move or to like you know, or if I like a DJ's cut on a record.
Oh, yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
the way a DJ did a couple cuts on a record, I'll want to maybe sample that cut, or maybe if I know a DJ, I'll be like, do a cut like this. Or,
Yeah.
You know, or I'll blend like lines of songs together to pay homage, or I'll talk about dropping tags or whatever, right? Like I have to keep those. That's the spirit. That's the essence of hip hop, right? And keep those things alive.
And I think it's important that what you said about using lines to pay homage as opposed to using lines just to be filler because you can't come up with your own lines.
No,
Because we see a lot of that shit too. A lot of that biting.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Yeah.
If I'm gonna use a line, like I have lines or songs where I say, yeah, you know, I was sitting there and I was doing this, and I thought about this Beastie Boys line, right? And then I was like, oh shit! And then I thought about this line from like Too Short, and I mashed the two together,
Right.
And I came up with my own hook, and then I bring it to somebody. I say, hey, this is where my inspiration came from, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the kind of song I want to write, right?
Yeah,
So,
100%.
So it's always paying homage.
Yeah.
And because this isn't mine, right? It was given to me. And that's what I learned about hip hop is the only way you want to keep it is if you give it away.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to be influenced by it to be a part of it. So we're always going to take influences from our favorite rappers, favorite MCs, favorite singers, whatever it is, and kind of move them into our own hip hop as well. Like I have references that I've used in lines to pay homage as well. But the idea that people can take because even with Drake, he takes like entire first stanzas of verses
It's pretty
and
crazy,
uses them
some
in
of
his
the stuff
verses.
that I've found about found that he's done and stuff. And I just don't really know what to say about that.
Yeah.
Right? But it's crazy, and if people like us or people weren't listening close enough, they wouldn't know, right? So and it's unfortunate that it's that way, right?
Yeah, and I think it's interesting way to kind of come into this element of emceeing because we're obviously both MCs, and it's a huge part of both of our lives. If you see us on social media, it's kind of a big thing of what we do all the time.
Queezi and Alite.
Yeah, man, and I think it's interesting how we kind of sharpen swords over the years, freestyling together, writing, battling, all these different things that kind of helped us navigate hip hop and absorb the culture. And I think in one of the most pure ways, because all we did was listen to music constantly, write music constantly, freestyle to beats. It was a nonstop, constant practice. Yeah. And we weren't even looking at it as practice.
No.
We were just having fun with hip hop.
It was crazy. Like we talk about, I got pages and pages and pages
Yeah.
and pages stored away of like rhymes that I wrote, and they weren't songs.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, they become like reference material, right?
Right.
Like, at any time, like if I was about to go step to somebody,
Yeah.
if somebody stepped to me on the street and they wanted me to rap, I'd be able to throw down. Probably not like that. But
With
just
English.
So but you had to be ready to throw down,
Yes,
right? So
yes.
I have pages and pages. That's how we crafted our craft.
Yeah, and emceeing is vital, man. And I see, the thing is, I take it really personally because hip hop has been such a huge part of my life. I take it really personally when I see artists using platforms and when they rap, they're trash. And
A lot of trash.
yeah, dude. And I take it personally because we take time to create craft precise bars that, and again, it doesn't always have to mean something. You can just talk shit, but talk shit in a way that's creative, that shows that you pay attention to the culture and that it even means something to you. And that's what I don't get, how you release something as an art form. Shouldn't it mean something to you first?
There should be like a department for like that decides, okay, this is hip hop, okay, and this is like non-hip hop, but still classified as hip hop, right? And then they'll kind of have this two, and then they'll have their little subgenres like going on. And that's all fair, right? Because that's what hip hop is about, creativity and individuality, and but again, don't forget where we came from, right?
Yeah, dude. And I think DMC said it best, man. He said that hip hop is one of the only things that doesn't require prerequisites. Yeah. You need some prerequisites, yo. Yeah. And whatever it is, like when you look at cultures around the world, to be absorbed in the culture, you have to be absorbed in the culture. Hip hop seems like it's one of the only cultures where you can just kind of pick and choose. You don't have to know how to do everything, but you have to know of everything.
So back in the day, back in the day, this just came up in my head.
Yeah.
This is what gets me in trouble a lot in life. I just say shit whenever I feel like it.
Not here.
So here's what came to my head. So imagine growing up in our time and stuff, right? Like, there was no fucking like ecstasy, and there's no this or that. Like,
not that we can get.
No fucking scissor or like later on, right?
Yeah.
So, but now, like that's what it is, right? So imagine that, back then we say to people like, hey, go do this. This is good. This is good. This is good, right? And then where does that lead you, right? Nowhere. Yeah. And then now that's what we're saying, right? But back then there was some content, there was some progression to it and stuff, right? So it wasn't just about all this and that now, and that's where there's more. It's just about money, right? Yeah. Like straight up, it's just about money, and that art form, it may never come back again, right? But it shouldn't have to be something that you have to dig so deep to find. Right. The lyrical, the conscious, the spiritual, the motivational music, right? Not this pre-programmed, subliminal, just drivel, right? That's basically trying to dumb down and numb out people, right? And it's crazy, right? So yes, you talk about the DMC interview. I watched this interview.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated what he said.
It's a big deal,
you
man.
know?
It's a big deal.
And he wasn't like disrespectful in any way.
He wasn't scolding or anything.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't expect anything less from like you down with the king, right?
Architect.
You know, like,
Yeah.
These exactly. Right?
Yeah.
I have a song, respect the architect, respect what the architects before was built to respect. Right.
Yeah,
right?
love it.
So like,
Love it.
you gotta like pay homage, right?
Yeah.
And remember because. This is the thing. Like, this is a culture.
Yeah,
right?
and it's okay to make it about money and get paid, man. I'm not mad at anybody that can get rich off of hip hop. I think it's amazing that Dre is a billionaire, that Jay-Z. I love it, but they came from something and they brought something with them and they changed the game, right?
changed the game,
and like and I hate bringing this motherfucker's name into this, but you know that Tekashi Snitch 9 was on Angie Martinez, who is to me is a legend, interviewing him, and she's asking him about his music, and he openly said, "I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
about what I put out. I don't care. They play a beat, I go in," and he said it openly. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But people are buying his records.
Yeah.
What does that say about people, man?
It's a sad state of affairs in hip hop these days, right?
Yeah.
And it's sad that these type of individuals get associated with hip hop, right? Because they're not.
At all.
Yeah, there's way more artists out there. Like, you know, go dig around. There's so many more.
Yeah.
Locally too, right?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's the rappers that are coming out now. I don't know, man, if they need to like go through a course or some shit. Like, what up? Right? Like,
Hip hop
come
Hard
settle down
Knocks.
to my house. Don't
School of
tell me
Hard
about the
Knocks.
game, right?
So we get to the last two, stunting and trapping, right? And I mean, I guess you could even call them one.
Stunting and Trapping, they're one in the
They
same.
kind of go hand in
Yeah,
hand.
yeah.
I think T.I. kind of fits that.
So this is the beautiful thing, right? Like, I know growing up, my hip hop influence and hip hop has been in my life since I was probably about like, I would say 7 years old. Okay. So I'm 41 now. So that's a really long time that I've listened to hip hop. So I've seen it go from like, the disco hip hop, right? Which was kind of my early introduction. Some of these records to like the 80s, like the 70s, like 70s is when it was starting, like then the 80s, and then these, like I said, Too Short, Ice-T, Sir Mix-a-Lot, some of the first rappers that I get introduced to, right? And then slowly I find out about the East Coast and stuff. So like the span of it is a really long time.
A
right?
lot of great music,
we've seen so many different phases and ages of hip hop, and we saw the introduction of trapping.
Yeah, but I think we have to. Even in the inception, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, dude, these guys were dressed to kill.
Yeah.
They were fresh.
Yeah.
Run DMC had My Adidas. They were definitely stunting on My Adidas.
Yeah. And that's part of the culture.
It totally
Stunting
is.
Right?
Yeah.
I think when it crosses the line to where it's like, now it's like, this is what defines you as a person.
It's superficial.
Like it's gone way beyond where it was just a stage presence.
Right.
Like now people want to idolize this and be like this, right? Drive fancy cars and have the shiny rings and chains, right? Like, and that's not what it's about, right?
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that the music is portraying that message right now. Right?
And I think people are gonna see this and say stuff like, "Oh, they're getting it wrong." What about Jay-Z and JD? They did Money in a Thing. Okay, when you look at it in context, okay, Jay-Z and JD did Money in a Thing. When you listen to the lyrics, they're first of all they're spitting bars.
There's a bunch of bars.
Yeah, and second of all, Jay-Z came from being a crack dealer to being now a billionaire. But at that time, Rockefeller Records and So Def were balling out of control. So this is not a lifestyle they weren't living.
Yeah.
This is exactly how they live their lives.
And that's fair enough. And the thing is, they don't really make much music now, right?
No,
so
they're chilling.
They don't need to, right?
Yeah.
What are they gonna rap about now? Like, I'm hanging out with my kids and doing this and that, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's where hip hop got stuck, right?
Yeah.
And we need to see the other side,
Yeah.
right? I want to hear those stories,
Yeah.
man, about what you do it now, things that happen to you after, right? I don't want to read it in a or watch it in an interview.
Yeah.
Like, put out some music and tell me about the shit that you've been going through.
And dude, nobody can say that this kind of hip hop doesn't sell. Like, look at J. Cole. He has a song called "Folding Clothes," and the hook is "I want to fold clothes for you."
Yeah.
And that's a huge hit for him.
Yeah. I have
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can rap about what's real in your life. Like Jay-Z raps about his art collection and stocks and investments.
That's
so,
real.
and it sounds, Jay-Z's
But
still
people
dope.
want to go 0 to 60, man. That's the thing,
Right,
And the game allows for
right,
that now. For you
right.
to go 0 to 60. There's no governing body. There's no regulations, right?
Yeah.
So that's
No road
that's where
signs.
it eventually is. It's becoming something else now, right? It's evolved into something else.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And but there's guys like us still out there, right? That are,
Yes.
like, trying to hold it down and keep it real and represent and like we got record. We're talking about doing another project together, right? And
Yeah, for sure, man.
what we want to call
Definitely.
it and what's going to stand for, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know if that piece is missing now, right? Like where the conceptualization or the having a meaning and stuff is going to come back around, or if it's just going to be about stunting and trapping all the
Yeah.
time now, right?
Well, I think what would be dope when we start actually working on this project, we'll document it from the get-go
Yeah.
and kind of show people what the real process of picking beats, listening to beats, writing to beats, creating the songs, of what that actually looks like and what that means, as opposed to just walking into a production room and having everything laid out.
Yeah.
Okay, now you just fill in here, you're done, right?
Yeah, it's
So
yeah. I mean, again, right? Like that's fine if that's the way somebody's doing it. Then do it with a purpose,
Yeah.
right? Don't be like Tekashi 69. Hey, I don't give a fuck. Right?
yeah, that shit's got to go.
And yeah, because that shit's whack. And
Yeah.
that ain't fucking the culture and the art form, and that ain't what we grew up listening to and what we believe is true, right?
And this is going to lead perfectly into our next segment, which comes to probably to me one of the most important things. I don't know why it's so important to me, but it really is. But I think having a dope MC name really sets the stage for how people receive you. And I mean, I think we both have dope stage names. You got QUWZI, I got ALITE.
Yeah.
I think we both have dope stage names, but I think it's only fitting that we kind of close out this episode with what we think are our top 5 stage names.
Okay.
Not nicknames, not MC names and then flipped into nicknames, but their original stage names.
Yeah.
And for me, I think probably this to me is one of the greatest stage names ever because it just conveys so much power. Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah's dope.
First, it's not even her name.
She got a new TV show, The
Equalizer too. Shout out to Queen Latifah. Not only is it impactful because up until that point, the idea of kings and queens as it related to brown people really wasn't a thing. And when she would do these music videos, she'd wear these big headpieces on and she'd still be so hood. And she's rapped with power and intelligence and everything that she was. That name, Queen Latifah, just made it seem so powerful.
Dope.
So that's one of my top 5 greatest MC names of all time.
One of yours, okay?
Yeah.
So I have a smaller list, and so I chose Common Sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why is because when I heard his rhymes, they just made a lot of common sense.
Yeah,
man.
no
And
shit.
So to have that witty wordplay to like name yourself like after something so obvious but not,
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. Because that's kind of like how I feel like my name is. Right?
Yeah,
Where I
yeah.
got this name Queezi, and my name transcended from J Quick, which is what was like my originally like a breakdancing name.
Right.
Queezi, which is what people know what I mean by now, and it's because of my sick freestyle,
The
and my
MC
sick
name.
rap flow, right? So having that
That's
kind of
sick.
meaning behind it,
That is
that's one of
sick.
my favorite names.
That is
yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 2, probably the greatest acronym in a hip hop name, KRS1.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Knowledge
that
reigns supreme over anyone. Come on, man.
Over nearly everybody, man.
Dude, his name is a lesson.
Yeah.
So to me, KRS1, shout out the legendary, one of the greatest of all time rap stars. Even now, man, he put out a song last year and he's still on point. He's still unbelievable on the mic.
Yeah. He sure is.
Be nice to have KRS1 up on that screen in the Zoom call.
Oh.
Goosebumps, yo. KRS1.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
blasted.
I'm gonna take one of your names from
Do
your
it.
list. I'm
Do
like,
it.
oh shit. Okay, we got let's see here. You know what? I'm gonna take this one. He's one of both of our favorites. Everybody worldwide favorite.
Yeah.
Tupac.
Oh,
Shakur.
shit.
That name just like oof when you hear it.
Impact.
It's like whoa.
Dude, how's your own name
Yeah.
such a dope rap name?
Yeah. That's it. That's your real name, Tupac.
Came out the womb with that name.
And it's a very powerful name. It has a lot of
Yes.
history behind it, a lot of
Yes.
meaning behind it, you know,
Yes.
and it stands for something. And
Yeah.
I think that epitomizes, his name epitomizes who he was. Right?
Beautiful.
And,
Yeah.
Respect to a legend who's gone now, or maybe he's still alive, right?
Maybe he's
Chilling
still
out
alive.
somehow. But,
Conspiracy
that
theories.
name, when you hear it, yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
Tupac Shakur. Big,
Shakur.
bold, powerful, impactful.
Yeah.
Okay, my next name, one of my favorites, Most Def.
Oh, yeah.
Most Def.
Most Def.
People say his name so much without even realizing they're saying his name all the time, man.
Yep.
And it's so appropriate because as a bar spitter, one of my favorite bar spitters of all time,
Yeah.
one of the most creative MCs of all time, one of the dopest hip hop voices of all time.
Yeah, he's
He could
got a dope
sing,
voice.
he could rap, he got a great tone, he could do it all. Most Def, definitely on my list of greatest MC names.
Okay. Let's see. I have. Here's another name. I like this. I even thought about naming my kid, but I named him after me. So this is pretty close runner up. The 18th letter, Rakim.
Ooh.
Rakim.
Ooh.
I want to say it, man.
Yeah.
There's Radio Rakim, and then there's Rakim.
Yeah.
Right? So that name, just stand alone on its own. That's it.
The God.
Exactly. God MC.
Ooh.
And like. He was somebody else also who, like, I draw a lot of my, kind of my hip hop knowledge from
Yeah.
and abilities.
Yeah.
And he talked about all the elements too. He
Yes.
talked about graffiti. He talked
Yeah.
about breakdancing. He talked about being an
100%.
MC. He talked about a DJ. He
Yeah.
would pay homage to all those, and he still does now when he puts out records. So shout out to Rakim. That's one of my favorite names.
Dude, if there is a
Yeah.
picture that you could take of what hip hop is,
Yeah.
it's Rakim.
Yeah.
The way he stands, the way he dresses, the way he
Yeah.
talks, the way he walks, the way he moves,
Yeah.
that is just hip hop.
Yeah, even now, like, he's still wearing them big, like, double XL,
With
triple
Timbs,
XL,
hat
like,
always, you know?
Yeah.
Epitomizes hip hop,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to the GOAT.
That's the kind of stunting that we grew up
Yeah.
knowing that was stunting, right? It was
Fly
like
as fuck.
smooth floss,
Yeah.
right? It was like an incognito floss.
Yeah.
Right?
And one of the dopest
Your
voices,
skills-
too.
Your skills spoke for who you were. You didn't
Yeah.
have to wear a fucking chain and shit. You know what I'm saying, man?
And Rakim, if y'all don't know, man, jump on that Spotify. He literally sounds like a serial killer.
Yeah.
His voice is just so deep and gruff. And that's another thing. That's another segment we'll have when we get the top voices of all time. But Rakim is a dope MC name. One of my favorite MC names, weird one, but I love it. Old Dirty Bastard.
Okay.
ODB. Oh, only in hip hop could you call yourself Old Dirty
Yeah.
Bastard.
Brooklyn Zoo. Oh man, I've seen the interviews. I've read stories about him. I've listened to his music.
Yeah.
I've heard countless Wu-Tang records.
Yes.
And ODB and very interesting individual. Very
So unique.
Yeah, like a very interesting perspective and observation of life.
Yeah.
Comes out of that guy's mouth.
Oh yeah, he wasn't here. He was operating in a different place.
And when you read through like ancient history and stuff, they
Yeah.
say that the people that had those abilities or mental health and stuff, they considered those to be the closest to God.
Yeah.
But those were the ones that they pushed away the most.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Because they can't get to that same place. Yeah.
Yeah. So ODB, shout out to ODB. Great name,
ODB.
Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah. Rest in peace, ODB.
ODB.
One of the greatest. One of my favorites.
Yeah. We both have this name, so I'm gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple. We actually only have a few. Not even a few. We only have one or two
That match?
together. Yeah, but I have Nas.
Oh yeah. Another one. That's just his name.
So interestingly enough, my middle name is Nazim.
Right.
And and I named my son Nazim, right? Because I love that name.
powerful name.
Nas, man.
Yeah.
And he is probably one of my top 3 rappers. Okay.
All time?
Yeah.
Oof.
I still like today when I hear him,
Nasir.
his voice just captures me. I love his style. He's got like I think I sent you a song recently. I forgot what it's called, but. And him and like Dave East and
Oh, yes.
and, Remy Ma
Yeah.
Styles
He,
P.
he can hang with everybody.
Oh, dude, but
He's a murderer.
And he's so versatile. He talks about everything. man.
Yeah.
And he doesn't talk about floss that much, but if
he
you see
can.
him, he's floss.
Oh, yeah.
He's like this upper level of
Well, he
floss.
owns like a part in some kind of a tech company.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got big dough.
So his name Nas for
Yeah.
me it means like royalty.
Yeah.
Rap royalty, right? Like
Definitely.
lyrical royalty. Not
Yeah.
even rap royalty, like lyrical knowledge and shit. Like next to KRS-One, he was probably the smartest rapper next to KRS.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant rapper.
Yeah.
So coming to and again, this isn't the complete. There's so many
this
dope
is-
rap
these
names.
are our favorite names.
These are just the favorite ones we're throwing out. Another one that may not really match what a lot of people understand, but Pharaoh Monch. Such
Dun,
a
dun, dun.
fucking cool name,
Dun,
man.
dun, dun.
Simon Says, get
Shut
the
the
fuck
fuck
up. Dude, Pharaoh Monch.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest hip hop names.
You know, Pharaoh Monch. Yeah. Coolest names.
yeah.
And yeah, not very well known. Organized Confusion.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. And
Bar Spitter.
yeah.
Dude,
And,
he's a
Prince
monster.
Poe and him. And so, interestingly enough, I have a little bit of a connection to Pharaoh Monch. I was working with one of our friends, Religion.
Oh, yeah.
And he lined me up with a feature with Prince Poe.
Oh,
And
shit.
so we had this track all ready to go, and then so things happened, but Pharaoh Monch, another cool name in hip hop.
Dude, Simon Says, I mean, you've obviously heard Simon. If you're a hip hop fan, you've heard Simon Says.
Yeah.
You've heard the bop, 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 bop. You know right away. It's only one MC that could body that beat.
Do you know any of the bars from that? I want to know the shit. I wish
How
I knew
does-
some off the top of my head.
Just
right
the
now.
hooks come. Just the hooks coming to me.
That's it. He's got
Simon
some crazy
Says,
bars.
throw
in
your
that
hands
song.
in this guy. Yeah, he's wild. Wild man.
Oh, does that complete 5 for us? Is that 5?
I think I got my 5. Do you have a
I
5th?
think I have one more here, man. And I'm gonna take your name. Did you even say this yet? You did, right?
Which one?
This one right here.
Nope.
Slick
Ah.
the ruler.
So good.
You have to say the ruler,
Dude. When you see Slick Rick, he can't have any other name. But he can't
No,
have.
that's where the original shit is.
Oh, it's
Well,
so
even further back than
good.
that, it probably goes. But
Yeah.
he was the one that brought it to life. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, but I mean, no. When you see Slick Rick, he can't have any other name.
No.
He's just made perfect in
Yes.
that mold.
Yes.
The chains, the swag, the eye patch.
And we see today
Yeah.
that there are artists that they don't even know that's where they got their style from.
No idea.
No idea.
No idea. The layers and
No
layers and layers of
idea.
gold.
Whoa. And gold, and you know why these rappers wear a lot of gold? It's not even because of like rap stunt, it's because of like their history. It's
Yeah.
because of the shit that they
For
taught
sure.
themselves.
Yeah.
So go pay respect to these hip hop artists that we're
Yeah.
talking about, because they are much more than just an artist.
Well, you got to understand, hip hop is born in some of the most oppressive conditions that
Oh.
could possibly happen. And hip hop is born out of the struggle. It is what struggle represents. So when you can get some financial freedom and floss, you're going to fucking floss, man.
Exactly. And so this is why for today, this is why today in music this is missing.
Yeah.
Right. They don't talk about the. We don't
Did
want
even
people
Cool
to be
J with the
depressed.
dookie?
But we don't want people to be depressed. But we got to talk about the struggle as much as
Oh,
we
for
talk
sure.
about the shine. We got to talk about how we got there. And
Hell,
stuff, right?
otherwise it's
Or how
meaningless.
We can all get there together.
Yeah.
And this is what I know about hip hop. It was inclusive.
Always.
Now it's not
Always.
inclusive.
Yeah, it's kind
It's
of.
not inclusive anymore.
Yeah, it's
man.
kinda scary
So-
like that.
So yeah, it's very scary. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you artists out there that we named are this is a bad habit. I just hold the mic like this, like I'm rapping.
MC
all the time,
styles.
right?
It's the MCs do.
But hit us up, man. We want to
Yeah.
get you on the show, and we want to talk to you about your hip hop life
And
experience.
shine light.
And share ours with you as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, we got stories to tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Some names we didn't mention that I absolutely love. Just want to throw out some non-winners here. Ghostface Killer. Unbelievable name. Unbelievable. Man, that whole Wu-Tang crew. You
Well,
could
they-
put the whole crew in there.
Yeah, and they have the other names.
And they got their
too,
second
right?
names.
I
Every
love it.
MC's got a
Yeah.
second name, you know?
I never gave myself that name, but I always thought about what should I give myself another name? Should I just call myself Jason Jang? No.
You know, that might not be a bad idea. We should do like little hip hop quizzes. Can you name all 10 Wu-Tang members and their aliases?
All right, well,
That'd be good,
The
man.
more and more of these we do, the cool ideas that we're gonna come up
Yeah.
with, challenge people, man.
Yeah.
We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna stay here and do this.
Yeah,
Because,
and we were
you know,
fortunate to be able to use our technology with our producer Mike in the cut to get Rozmo online. And I think it's a great way we can introduce some more technology into our hip hop
Yeah.
with some questions and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
let's
can
do
you
that.
name people?
Why not?
I like
man?
it.
If we're stuck inside right now and we're not able to get people out or go out and do shit, let's just do it that way and let's get it on and pop it, man.
Get you here in the studio
Point
live.
Podcast.
On Point Podcast.
That's right.
Queezi, man. That's Queezi right there.
Beat MC.
AC DJ in the back.
Yeah.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.